Do you have an inbox that overwhelms you every time you open it? What if instead your inbox could learn how you thought and organize your emails just based off of that, automatically while you slept? Now, if you're like me, you probably have over 2,000 messages that you don't even know where to start categorizing them. And maybe you've actually done what I haven't done, which is take an afternoon to sort it all out, only to be buried again by the next week of a barrage of emails. What I'm about to show you will allow you to take control of your inbox with one setup and never sort an email ever again. This isn't a filter that you set and forget. It's just something that's going to read your email, learn the categories that matter to you, and then ask, did I get that right? You answer once, it remembers for good, and it operates again automatically while you sleep. Now, there's a reason why almost no one is showing you how to build this, because they're so focused on building those new operating systems and dashboards that they skip the small things. So what I'm about to show you is in under 15 minutes how to use Claude Code to create an inbox sentinel that will organize your email using a simple Google tool that we all have access to. Now, before we jump into this, if you take anything positive from this content, please like and subscribe for more authentic AI solutions from a conscious, purpose-driven entrepreneur just like you. Let's jump in by first opening VS Code. Actually, the first thing that we want to do today is we're going to go back into our open up browser, and we're going to go to Claude. And for many out there that are using Claude Code directly from the site, this will be probably familiar because you're going to go into Code itself. You click on Customize. You're going to click on Connectors to connect your apps. And then you're going to want to find the Gmail app. And you can find the Gmail app if you click on Add Connector, Browse Connectors. You're going to type in Gmail. It'll pop up. You just click on it. Right now, mine's connected, so I'm just going to remove it so I can show you what it looks like. So it should pop up and you should have this sign that says Connect. And then when you click Connect, it's going to take you to this. And you want to make sure that when you're connecting this, you're going to connect to the Gmail account that you're going to want to have connected as a basis. You can only connect one of these via this connector. There's other ways to connect multiple that I can show you at a different time. But you just go through the process, continuing and connecting to Gmail. Once you're connected, then you're just going to click into the Gmail selection as part of your connectors. You probably only have one. Then you can set your permissions of read-only tools, always allow, delete, and write. I always say need approval, so it's never doing that stuff on its own. You can change these on automatically. Once you're done here, then you can go back to VS Code. And again, if you have not installed this already and want to know how, look at my previous video that I've sent to you, and you'll be able to, again, go through, open VS Code, go into extensions, download the Claude Code extension here, refresh your extensions or restart it, and then you will have access to this little button here. And you're going to open a Claude Code instance. Once that's open, then you can just close this window here. And notice if you close that window before, you might miss out on this little dot. So if I close this here and end the session, I won't see the dot here. But if I just double click, it opens up a new tab, and then I can open it here and then just close this file again. We're going to set up our prompt sandwich properly. So remember, the prompt sandwich is knowledge, skills, and experience. And so the bottom slice is going to be our knowledge, right? The premise. And I'm going to use Whisper Flow. I highly recommend doing it. Again, this takes you from being able to go from typing 40 words per minute to upwards of 150 words per minute, and also allows you to just be more in flow. So I'm going to tell Claude my bottom layer by saying, I am a super busy, purpose-driven entrepreneur, and I receive emails from a lot of different people. My current inbox has over 2,000 unread messages, and many of those messages are actually not even properly organized. I need your help in creating a solution for me to organize my emails. So that is our K, and then we're going to go to the skill. How do we want it to support us, right? This is the filling to our sandwich. We're going to say, I would like you to meticulously scan my last 100 messages. From those, I want to then interview me on which emails are coming from which person, which organization, and make suggestions on how I might be able to either label them or mark them as junk. I want you to then scan all of my unread messages and organize them based off of those labels. So that should be enough information. So it's going to organize it, and then it's going to go back through and label them. And then this is the top splice, the experience. So this is the final thing that I want. This is my gold standard. The end result should be a clean inbox where we see all the labels that you made and that make it easier for me to identify if I want to build another skill on top of that. Then I want you to create custom. Oh, and then I forgot this other thing. Also, if there are emails that you review that are not organizable, I want you to add them to a need review folder that I can then recycle this process on to resort them or add them to junk or promotions. Also, ask me any questions if you need more information to create a amazing product. And I want the NSA Elite Council to be the one that reviews the code base to make sure that it works properly and gets a 9.0 rating or above. Now, if there are questions about the NSA Council, if you work with me, I'll give you those people, but those are basically my coding agents that make sure that my code is up to a high level. So now that we have this prompt, let's hit enter and see what we get. All right, so as you can see, it's saying the first 50 pulled. You've got exactly one existing label right now for one of my clients. So the inbox is basically a blank slate, which is great. We'll be right back when it's going, and we can see how long it's taken, 44 seconds so far, and we'll come back. All right, now that we are back, it's given the scan complete, 100 threads across your inbox, the inbox scroll, what you want. So it lets me know real humans. If you open these, they're red. So it's just giving me an idea of like all the different ones that I've opened. Don't necessarily go into it. And then these are some of my other ones related to different things, DJ music, spiritual healing, tools. And so this basically has done the analysis. Now it's asking me to say, I need your call before I build a single labeled question. So this is, again, the interview process, and it should automatically jump into this style. Again, if you don't see this style, and if it just asks you questions and without suggestions, just say, hey, can you give this to me in the ask me questions format? Makes it much easier. So we're just going to answer these really quickly just so we can show you the end result. So we're going to do theme buckets. Again, you can always organize this based on how you want to. Label and archive most. I want to label everything. I want to archive nothing right now just because we're doing this fast and I want time to actually review it. The promo blast you never open. Label those promotions and archive out of sight, not deleted. You can browse them anytime under the label. So I can do that. That's fine because the label then still allows me to label security and also archive. And then actually label security and keep in the inbox. So I want to make sure that those ones stay front and center. If there's something that I need to review, it doesn't get automatically archived. You can see how easy this is, right? It's asking me questions. It's helping me organize my mind by asking me questions. So I'm not having to think about it. It's just pulling it out of me, which is why, again, the interview me, the ask me questions, it is a game changer. We'll get you from that level 1 to level 2 of working with AI instantaneously. So again, next step is basically just asking to clarify how I want to organize some of these other ones. I want to keep that in coaching. I want this to be part of my inner circle. Gut Center is definitely a client, but I want each client to actually have. And then scope, let's do the 100 first and then scale. Because AI works so fast, do a sample, get your MVP, and then you expand from there. Because one thing I've learned is that if AI starts making a mistake at step 5 and you don't catch it, then by step 10, it's even worse. And by step 20, it's completely forgotten about what it's doing. So you want to work in small steps in the beginning so that you can work fast on the back end. Ensure that it's got its fidelity right, that you want to build your gold standard, and then you expand on that so that it always has the gold standard to iterate back to if it drops. So we'll come back when it's done. All right, now here's the moment of truth. This is verify clean, labels, promotion, search. So it did a spot check. And then it says, these are all the labels with the colors. If we want to change them, needs review. And we're going to go back and look at it now and see what happens. So I'm going to open up my Gmail and I'm going to go to you have to see all of this one is unreal. I'm doing this one next. You see the 18,000, that's wild. But as you can see, I didn't have any labels here. Now I have all of my labels. I have my coaching business, DJ circle, inner circle. And it's all organized. None of them are red, right? I still need to actually read them. There's another step that I can do to actually do that. We'll do that later, but this is just about, again, organizing so we can, again, step by step, get AI to work for us. All right, and now that it's complete, we're gonna go back to our Claude Code. It's asking, right, so my counsel is gonna review the code and I'm gonna have it review it in persona mode. That's my own setting. Again, if you work with us over the weekend, you're going to get all of my counsels and how to work with them so you don't have to build them on your own, saving you hundreds of hours and also experience. But we'll come back after this. So I'll show you a little bit of the counsel in action. Basically, it goes through and each agent gives it a score. So Cypher gave it an 8.5, Phantom gave it an 8.0. And these are just the different names that I have for my different agents. Architect gave it an 8.5. So it's pretty good. right? And so I'm just going to click yes and say that's okay, because I think 8.5 is still good, and we're going to move forward. So the interesting thing, and this is again how eager AI is, it already actually fixed it before I could correct it. So now it gives me a report. It says before it was at 8.5, now it's a 9.2. Before it was at 8, now it's a 9. Before it was 8.5, now it's a 9.4. So all of these things basically got upgraded, and this is why I say iteration speeds to shipping, because I iterated this with a review, and now I have a much better product, and those gaps that would have probably caused a break later on won't happen. And so now we are at a point where we're just going to have this thing build out the automation so that it's going to automatically filter every mail that comes in on its own. I don't have to do the work. I don't have to go into Gmail and figure out how to do it. It's just going to do it for me. And it actually even gives a pre-thing, says build the Gmail filters and sweep the backlog. So I'm just going to do build the filters. I don't want to sweep now because we already know it's going to happen. I just want to build the filters so that you can see it, and then you can do it on your own. And so now we got to a fun part of the build, our first snag, right? So I said build the Gmail filters, and it said before I build, let me confirm the Gmail MCP. MCP is just a connection server between Gmail and Claude Code so they can talk to each other. Just think about an open line of communication, right? That you're able to build between one app and another app so that they're able to communicate on their own without you having to do anything on multiple different functions. So it's almost like they are connected on the same walkie-talkie channel. And it's saying that it doesn't have a specific call to actually create the auto filter creation tool. So it can make the labels and label the messages, but it doesn't have the ability to do the auto sort. So it's going to go through and actually figure out a way to do it instead, which is great, right? It's letting us know it can't do it, but it's also saying, hey, I built these filters saved to this location. And then it's saying that I can use that to actually import them into Gmail myself. So instead of just doing it, another option is to work with something that I know about that I'm going to share with you, and then you can ask. It's called apps scripts. And this is a way to actually build in automations within your any Google sheet or document that actually makes things do it automatically. So you're able to actually program within Google, and this will do it on its own. It doesn't cost you anything. All right, cool. So it used the apps script. It actually said that it was a better idea, and it gave me the reasons why. And now it's saying that it saved the file in this location. I can either open it, or what I like to do is anytime that Claude asks me to do something, I always say, hey, can you do it for me? Hey, this is great. Can you actually install it for me? Now, what I'm going to say is, as it's going to go through this, there is a MCP, and again, just a connection to a program called Playwright. And that is going to be an MCP that I'm going to suggest that you download, and the instructions on how to do that will be in the description of this video. And that is going to allow Claude Code to open a browser in Chrome and operate a window for you. It is a game changer because now, again, we're talking about the brain and the body of AI. As you can see right here, it literally allows, I didn't touch anything, just to be clear. It allows Claude Code to open a window and operate it for me. And here it is. Wow, look at that. All right, so we don't need to know all this stuff. Just have the code in here, and then we're gonna go back to VS Code. So after that code pops in, we're gonna just say, what are the next steps? And we're gonna see that it's gonna ask us to do, okay, here's exactly what's left. The 3 steps: add the Gmail service next, and it's gonna run the build inbox filters. I click run, you authorize. Now I'm gonna go back. Basically what it's doing is, within the apps, there are specific services. So it's doing it. I didn't click that. It's just going to go to services, and then you can add a Gmail service to the apps. And all this does is means that the code that it just injected into here, again, I'm not coding anything. It built the code. It's just injecting it. And that's the nice thing about this, is that it's not that we're not using code to get things done. It's that it is doing the coding for us and guiding us through the different steps. So right now you see it's just moved down. It selected the Gmail API while I was talking, and then it's gonna add it. And then the bottom says adding service, right? So it's adding, and you'll see right here, the Gmail service has been added. Make it bigger so you can see. And now you know that it's working. So we go back to Claude Code, add to confirm. So it's also telling you what it's doing while it's doing it. And then the last thing that it's going to do is I'm going to authorize. So there's going to be a pop-up that appears, and I have to authorize it and then allow it. And then we'll see how it organizes our mail. All right, now it's asking for our authorization. I'm going to click review permissions. when it pops this up, and there's going to be an advanced right here, you're going to just click advanced. You're going to scroll down. It's going to confirm that you're doing it for this specific email account. Go to untitled product, select all here, click continue, and now you can see it running. So now it's creating all of those auto filters based off of the coding. Now, could you do this in your own Gmail account? Yes, it would be very manual. And the difference is that you wouldn't be able to customize it based off of all these things. So the nice thing is, again, this is starting a process with Claude Code where you started with a problem that you wanted a solution to. You were able to create a prompt sandwich where you gave it the knowledge, the skills, and the experience of what you wanted. And then on the back end, you basically walk through all the steps to make that happen. And any part where Claude has a hiccup, you can always just ask it, hey, can you fix it? Hey, can you do this for me? And with that, I'll show you the final finished result. And so we'll see that if we go back to our Gmail, we click on our settings, see all settings, right? So settings up here, see all settings moves it to the bigger one. We can go to our filters and we see all these beautiful filters that we have automatically been applied. And these will run automatically on their own. And again, if you need to edit them or change them, you can always, honestly, the way I do it is just go back and ask Claude, hey, I want to update my filters, right? And go from there. Oh, to close this out, we're building a skill, right? So at the very end of this, you just say, hey, I want to save this as a skill. And then you name it Inbox Sentinel. And it'll save it as that skill. It'll take you through that process where it will save. And then at the very end, just make sure that you always ask the question, hey, is this a runnable skill? Can I test it? And then what I would do before doing that, I would just open up another instance, right? You can open it here. This skill won't show up because it's not created yet. But you would, once it opens up, you say, yes, I trust this folder, /inbox sentinel, and it should show up if it's saved it properly. If it doesn't show up, just go back to the other window and say, hey, it hasn't shown up yet, and it'll just troubleshoot it until it gets it figured out. I think in general, what we're used to with computers, if something doesn't work, is we give up or, oh, this doesn't work, and we move on to something else. With Claude Code, you can always talk to it and explain what's not working, why isn't it working. You can copy and paste it. You have your you have someone that is going to execute for you and also be your IT at the same time. And so always lean into every time you have a hiccup or a friction point, ask Claude Code for a solution. And the output that you get is not limited by what Claude Code can do. It's limited by how well you can explain the problem that you have. So with that, Aho Ashe, thank you for joining me for this Authentic AI Systems episode on how to build your own Inbox Sentinel skill to organize your mail.